Arrow, pretty interesting slate this time around. This is for July 2025.
Yeah.
Arrow got a couple of heaters out there, a couple of interesting ones.
Yeah. They've had a strong year so far, man. You got
Yeah.
Dark City, you got a lot of stuff they've been putting out.
I know, and another one that popped up that I'm honestly on the fence about picking up, and that is Cobra, starring Sylvester Stallone, and probably one of my favorite posters I've ever seen.
It is great, but you should have thrown up. I like what's the the werewolf movie that did this werewolf cop.
Wolf Cop.
Yeah.
Where they do that.
They did this cover of it, but it was Wolf Cop instead.
I'm going to venture to guess and say this picture here, this poster art, is better than the movie itself.
I think it is. But this film has a lot of fans.
It does.
I'm in the minority. I don't like this movie. I never did.
I'm interested in rewatching it, but who is this? Drew Struzan? John Alvin, I think, is who did it.
That's just Stallone standing in front of a mirror like any time.
Dude, that's a great picture. That's a great picture. So
you know Stallone was there like giving notes.
And
hey,
this
man, take off all the buttons on the shirt, not just the bottom one. I want all of them out. Yeah, but it makes me the toothpicks hanging to the neck.
the toothpick.
It might be a mess. I mean, you're the creative guy. You make the call.
Coming out July 22nd, 4K Ultra HD, a film by George Cosmatos, probably a movie people wanted more than Tombstone at this point. People have been waiting for Cobra, I feel like. I've been waiting for it. Not to say that I love this movie, but I was like, when is Cobra coming out? Like, this is just one that I feel like has got this arrow written all over it. And they're doing everything possible for this release, too. I will say they're doing a great job. Shout Factory put this out before in a collector's edition. They did. And this is... now Arrow's putting it out, and I think this is a U.S. title as well, so it looks like maybe Shout won't be putting it out again. I don't know. So 4K restoration, original camera negative, Dolby Vision, all that good stuff. They're not putting it in a hard box. I'm kind of surprised by that. Brand new commentaries, video essays, interviews, and all the previous Shout Factory Collector's Edition features. Also, the television version of the film. The television version of the film with the deleted and alternate scenes in standard def at home for the very first time.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
That's great.
Yeah.
No, those are great features, great release.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So are you've never seen this, you're saying?
No,
you saw it when you were a child and it's just been so long.
I vividly remember parts of this movie, but not like a full cohesive picture of the entire thing. Like, I definitely remember the main thing. You know what? The main thing I remember is that guy Brian Thompson who's in this, who is like obviously very unique looking, and he was always the villain. He's always the villain in different movies. And that guy, oh god, he is so freaky. And there's like one scene where I don't know if he's talking to himself or if he's talking to Sylvester Stallone, but he's just like sitting there. He's like, "You fucking pig, you pig." He keeps calling him a pig, but the way he's saying it, and he's got that stocking over his face, dude, it like haunts me to this day. But so I have seen it, but it always kind of gave me like a weird feeling because I was so used to like Rocky, and this is very like kind of meaner. It's a little meaner.
He's meaner. Yeah, that dude's scary in anything. You could throw him in, like you couldn't picture him in Kindergarten Cop.
No, definitely not.
At all. I'm with it. It's goofy. I didn't see it at a very young age.
I did.
So yeah, that's why I probably would have had a similar reaction if I had seen it, when I was in single digits.
Yeah.
But by the time I had seen it, I went in knowing, man, this is going to be a goofy, 80s. This isn't held in high regard. This isn't. So I knew what to expect. And even going in with low expectations, I was let down, honestly. I didn't, and to me, a movie like this, it has to have a fun spirit to it. And this, I didn't have fun with this. A movie that is much better that I would say it's the Schwarzenegger counterpart, Commando.
Mm-hmm.
Commando does everything that I wanted Cobra to do.
Okay.
And I'm also aware of some of the backstory, which bugs me. I'm a huge fan of Beverly Hills Cop, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you know anything about Beverly Hills Cop, it was initially a Sylvester Stallone movie. Okay. They like wrote it for him. He was attached. They began filming, I believe, all that. And Stallone at this point was, he peak Stallone, feeling himself. He's a diva. He tried to take over it. He like right down to like changing the locations.
Mhm.
He wanted to change the name of Axel Foley to Marion Cobretti, Cobra. He
Cobra,
wanted-
yeah.
And basically everyone on the set, everyone who was working on Beverly Hills Cop was like, nah, but you know, it's Stallone. We couldn't really just keep shutting him off.
Yeah.
And he eventually took all of his ideas, and that became this film.
Right.
And so not only did I go in with low expectations and it didn't live up to those, I'm also kind of comparing it to him trying to destroy one of my favorite 80s movies of all time.
Yep.
And it's just, you know, for me, there's too much negativity for me. I don't think as an 80s action, over the top, pun intended, type film, I just don't think Cobra is in the caliber of some of the other ones.
No, and
of that ilk.
I remember not holding it in high regard myself, and everything that I ever read about this movie was obviously that it's a disaster and it's panned and all that kind of stuff, and everything you said about him feeling himself. But I did read a lot of interesting facts about the making of this movie, which I have that I would like to read, just because some of these are like pretty funny.
And not only that, didn't Stallone just do like a deal with Cannon? That like he like, wasn't it something maybe he didn't want to do Cobra, but because Cannon offered him like this insane deal.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Most people didn't get at that time. He did like a couple movies like Over the Top and this for something in return. I don't recall what it was, but it was something where he got paid an insane amount of money. And Cannon, you know, it's Cannon. So
nearly bankrupt him.
Probably.
Yeah,
it'd have been like if Full Moon Features like did some huge deal with Schwarzenegger, you know.
Here's all the diva behavior that I read about, and this is just straight up. I mean, I have nothing to corroborate this with, other than this is just what I saw out there when I was reading about this film. But I guess at some point in time, the ending was going to be at nighttime, like on a boat or somewhere, and the mosquitoes were so bad, he cut the scene and rewrote the entire ending so that wouldn't be how they were going to shoot anything. They're like, I'm not dealing with mosquitoes, new ending.
Man, that's just how you solve problems.
That's how you solve problems. The supporting cast and extras were prohibited from speaking with him on set, is what I also read.
They were a bunch of dicks.
For the main villain's monologue, I guess there's some monologue leading up to the final fight with Stallone. Yeah. That guy, Brian Thompson, apparently had to practice it with the script supervisor because Sly was busy watching basketball on TV.
Dude, that year was great in the NBA. In the 80s, arguably the peak of the NBA. It's gone downhill since. Come on, dude. You can't blame him for that.
Stallone wrote this movie, as you said a second ago, and so the villain himself, he kept going to Sylvester Stallone and being like, tell me more about my character. Like, I need some more backstory. I need to know more motivations. Like, who am I? Like, I really want to, do something here. And he just kept saying, you're evil. That's it. Like, you're evil and that's it. So then later, once the movie came out and it got panned, the director, George Cosmatos, went to Brian Thompson and was like, you could have been great if you just listened to me.
I disagree. Stallone is correct. He wrote the thing. You hire an actor to interpret your writing, okay? Yeah. Do your homework, Brian. Nah, Stallone, he's the victim here. And
then the last thing that I thought was kind of silly, again, it just goes to show sort of like what happened probably with this movie, was that it was edited down. It was over 2 hours long. It was edited down in order to get an additional screening per day when it went up against Top Gun. And so in order to edit it down to get that extra screening, Stallone went back and edited out only like so many plot points, so many scenes that had things to do that weren't dedicated to his character whatsoever. So only his stuff was left in. Anything else got left. And then after that, the film was still considered X-rated. So he had to cut it down even further. And one of the final comments from like a critic that I read was, this film queasily focuses on wanton carnage and nothing else.
Queasily. What a nice adjective.
I think that's the word of the night.
Queasily.
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 He queasily focuses on wanton carnage. And one last fact that blew me away was this movie was loosely based on a book. Even though he wrote the script, it was loosely based on a book by some lady named Paula Gosling, and the book was called A Running Duck. Someone else took that book and made their own movie with it that was more closely tied with the book. Obviously, this was not. And that movie was called Fair Game with William Baldwin and Cindy Crawford. Dude, it all comes back.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. That's what happened with First Blood as well. Like the book for First Blood that was based on was much more grittier, anti-Vietnam. Rambo dies in that book. Yeah. And, you know, Stallone has that ethos. He has that he won't kill off any of his characters, you know, for franchises. And he believes in sending the audiences out on a positive note, all that stuff. And, dude, Quentin Tarantino himself has said he thought about for many years taking that original book and essentially, you know, remaking First Blood, but not remaking the movie that Stallone did, doing a faithful adaptation of that book, because he swears that that book is incredible. It would make like the best movie of all time. But he said First Blood did not adhere to the novel.
Gotcha.
So I guess Stallone has I guess in that era, that was probably his strategy. That was like, okay, you grab a book. It's a little too dark because this is the 70s. This is, you know, anti-Vietnam. Let's just do that, but let's make it like the sunny, you know, good guy, bad guy, easy to digest kind of stuff, which, I mean, can be fun when done right. And he's done it right countless times. But like I said, for me, I know, dude, the chat probably hates us right now. Cobra has fans.
I mean, I wasn't opposed to checking it out again. And I like how this looks. The packaging looks good. The inside, that original art with the Cobra on it, you can flip that around and have the original art on it too. I vaguely remember, does he cut pizza with scissors?
I don't remember.
Does he cut a slice of pizza off of a pizza with scissors? Is that why that's there?
Dude, I don't remember. I told you, to me, Commando is up here and Cobra is down here.
Lindsay, what do you got?
We've got a great comment from Granular Spirit. He said Sly used the same scissors to edit the film that he used to cut his pizza with.
I'm sure that is some, dude. Yeah, I'm sure that's some like goofy character trait of like, he's a man and I do things little. Yeah, remember like a lot of '80s movies? It's always that. It's like he's living like a bum. Yeah, Mel Gibson and he lives in a trailer on the beach. It's always like something to let you know, some little shorthand to let the audience know, like, hey, he doesn't quite play by the rules. I need my scissors when I eat pizza.
A little peek into his personality. So here it is, Cobra, Arrow. I don't know. I think it's kind of a. What do you think? You gonna pick this up?
No, I think you need to watch Beverly Hills Cop.
I want to watch the Cobra version.
Watch both. Do an experiment, double feature. Watch Beverly Hills Cop, then Cobra, so you can see what could have been.
What could have been. One last thing I wanted to share about Cobra before we move on. It's something I've actually shown you before. I don't know if you'll remember this or not, but it jumped right back in my brain because I remember when we looked at this, we had a great laugh, and I hope to have another one.
Special edition of Anaconda.
When we first started this channel, very early on into the channel, Sylvester Stallone, he's got his own like website merch shop, slystaloneshop.com or something, and he's got, you know, different merchandise from all of his different movies, including, you know, clothing, including figures and whatever else. And at the time when we first started the channel, he put out a Cobra figure, like a 1/6 scale Cobra figure on his website. It was $279. And now it's completely sold out, and you can't find it for anything less than like $1,500 on eBay.
Damn.
It's like completely like outrageous. But I wanted to just walk down memory lane really quickly just to remember the Cobra doll, Marion Cobretti. Look at this thing. I love how they have like the gun, the stance. You got like the beam coming out.
Is it the hair? Is it the hair that's bought? What is that? I feel like it's not too bad.
That's pretty good. I don't know. It's pretty good. It looks pretty good. So here's like the announcement, right? So here it is right here. So then you got some pictures of it, and you got him posing. Yeah. You got Marion posing.
I know, he looks like a Karen.
He's got his hands on his hips
in the middle, asking for the manager in the middle.
And I'll be honest, those jeans, like when you look at the trailer, those jeans are spot on. They are the white, like lightest jeans with like this brown stitching. It's so terrible looking, but they nailed it. I will give them that. They nailed this art or this mock-up. Great job. Great job.
I have no words, man.
I don't know who wins out, him or Tom Atkins, but I will say it's got one flaw. If you're going to pick this up, if you're going to go out, if you already have it, if you're going to go out and spend the $1,500 on it on eBay, leave the glasses on. Don't take the glasses off. I don't think he looks good without the glasses. I don't know what's happened to his face. There's also a picture of this online where it's like a straight on look, and I about like fell out of my chair the way he looked at me. I couldn't put that one up. He's got to be looking away from us. It doesn't look good unless he's looking away. So if you're going to pick this up, keep the glasses on.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right? Or am I right?
That's what Stallone would look like if he had corrective surgery, like just the Botox. I mean, he probably does, but you know what I mean? If it worked.
If it worked. So there you have it. The Cobretti doll. Lindsay, what are the people thinking about Cobra? And what are they thinking about this doll?
He looks like George Harrison or something there.
Penny Dreadful said George Michael Stallone.
George Michael Stallone.
The best.
I hope there's a rush on these figures on eBay and the whole market, they get sold out completely.
How big did you say it is?
Right now, I saw them for $2,200.
No, like how tall is it?
Oh, it's a decent size. 1/6 scale? Yeah, it's probably like that, maybe a little bit bigger than that Tom Atkins thing. I saw a video of Stallone holding it, and he's like in awe of it. He's like looking over it.
Stallone's tiny though.
He is a little
short. He's like Tom Cruise.
That's true. But here he is. How many people are picking up Cobra? Lindsay, do you have any idea? How many people are picking up this doll?
I saw a couple people said that they like it, but a lot of people said that they prefer Commando.
Yeah.
Or,
there it is, Russ.
What was the other? Over the Top. They said they like a lot more.
Okay.
I like Over the Top more as well.
Okay.
There's no heart in Cobra. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
And Over the Top has heart. Commando has heart. Cobra is just kind of like, and that sounds good. When you say, oh, it's excessive. Oh, like there's people getting mowed down. It sounds fantastic, right? Yeah. I love that shit. But there's nothing beyond that. There's nothing special about it. It just blends in. It's even in the 80s, this was background. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's because it was too queasily focused on one Carnage.
Yeah, it was. It was queasily attached to just too many elements.
Queasily attached. All right, great job.
And they didn't let your man shine.
Pig. Hear me, pig. Coming to get you, pig. Dude, I swear to God. And he's like in the shadows saying this, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy's terrifying. What else was he in? He was in like I
don't know. We covered our eyes every time.
He was in Fright Night 2. Yes. He's the one that turned into like a werewolf or something.
Yes, you're right. He's always in some shit. There's like 50 billion movies I see that dude in, and I'm like, that guy. Apparently,
Stallone almost didn't cast him because he's too nice. Isn't that the great irony? He's a friggin' terrifying gargoyle, but he's like the nicest guy in the world.
Well, I'm sure.
Don't judge a book by its cover. That's what I always say.